Good morning, fellas. Good morning. Good morning.
Yo, I should be taking AMD long right now based upon my notes. I feel like I should see it close first, right?
Um, I don't know. I have to look at the chart. Let me take a look at it real quick.
Yeah, I had it over 121.1, but it's like that first wick candle stuff. Holy meta candle, what the fuck? Did anyone have meta out the gate for 3 points on a Hail Mary?
Nope. Nope. All right, so let's see here.
I had AMD long over 121s
That pulled back.
into the upper 122 ranges, but it just went the opposite way on the bar. And I had a meta short at the start, and that thing mooned. Fucking 4 points for meta.
Well, do we have some numbers or something that came out today?
Yeah. Hang
Was
on.
it jobs or something? What was it?
Initial jobless claims at
Yeah.
5:30.
So that was the
Then
reason. That's the reason for
wholesale's
the.
at
That's the reason for
7.
the initial spike. So
How did jobs affect meta?
market.
More people are unemployed, so they're fucking around on Facebook.
Yeah, it's just who knows, but typically, yesterday the market looked ready to fall off a cliff. Okay, on the
Yep.
daily chart, it looked ready to fall off a cliff. So typically, what you like to see is a gap up, get stuffed into supply, and go green to red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's typically what you want to see. So if that happens, you have your line in the sand. It's yesterday's lows on everything, right? So it'll be yesterday's lows. It'll probably be, somewhat equivalent to the pre-market lows today. So what you would do is for the short positions, you would look at the difference, the space between pre-market lows and yesterday's lows and see how much room is that, right? If pre-market lows is below yesterday's lows, that's 100% a full go for a short position. If you've got $1, $1.50, analyze it. Is that enough room for you to make some money? If it is, yes, you sell into yesterday's lows, take half size off, hold for a continuation on the runner. Now, being that we're higher, market's reacting a little bit. Okay, so let's say we hold the floors. What are we looking for now? We need to see the hourly chart, and we need to see how much space do we have on the hourly chart if we confirm at 7 a.m. Unless you have something that's confirming pre-market highs that has space on a 5-minute that you can get in for a scalp. If not, your better move is green to red.
I'm on the fence on AMD right now.
There's no reason to be on the
Into
fence.
yesterday.
You have your you should be in it. I'm sure it already took it out. You should already be in it. There was no on the fence about nothing.
Yeah, I know.
So
I pushed out, dude.
yeah, so that was your level. Your level was the
Yep.
121 whatever and some change. It kind of spiked a little bit above that, pulled back, and then it went. So you missed that one. Might as well look at something else. Nvidia went also two over pre-market highs. Nvidia on the hourly, kind of had a little bit of hourly supply, but it's up $6. I'll maybe keep an eye on Nvidia after the first hour. Tesla coming back. I might be interested in Tesla, guys, if Tesla starts to take out 242.75s. If not, I'll look for the short position through yesterday's lows on Tesla. Microsoft spiked, got rejected on the hourly 50 EMA. Pre-market lows are down at 365. I'm going to just leave that bottom support down there on the Microsoft.
I did take the AMD move, but I was late into it. But I did take it to my supply zone that I marked out, so. I think I got out of that one earlier than I should have, just because I felt apprehensive because I was in it later than I should have.
AMD supply at what, 122.18, 122.20?
Yeah, 122.20. My original target was 122.50.
Okay.
Like I was in, I wanted to be in closer to 122.1. I was in 122.5, 122.6, give or take. You know, like I'm like, oh, I'm talking to you, and you're like, yeah, you're late, and I just clicked the button when you said that.
Okay. You're out already?
And because, yeah, I stepped out of it earlier than I should have.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean,
because I was late to the play, so I was apprehensive about getting fucking smoked again.
Here's the thing: you were late to the play. Did you size up or did you size down?
I sized normal. I only took 4 contracts at $2.
So here's what I do when I'm late like that, because sometimes you're just late, thing explodes. I go double my size, right? Because I'm late to the party. So I'm late to the party. I want to try to make up ground if it's gonna go, right? So let's just, I mean, normal size is fine. You don't size down ever. Like that's what I was hoping you didn't. Oh, I size down because I'm late.
No.
You're already late. You're already late. So just take normal size or go double size. That way, if it does continue to go in the direction that you had your analysis, you make some cash. And yeah, I mean it's going. So it's gonna hit 123, and we'll see what it does from there.
It's over yesterday's high, which is where I was, the top of my number.
Yeah.
Feels good to at least see it ahead of time. Just
yeah. Nasdaq's a runaway train. George, Nasdaq's a runaway train. So
AMD, Amazon's also. So
you got Nasdaq right now on the 1 hour time frame getting over its 1 hour 200 SMA. 5-minute chart obviously is a runaway train, as you guys can see on that one. So realistically what you're looking at, Nasdaq, does it have room? It's got room, but if you want to go long, your safest bet is looking for a pullback into support on the Nas, or you're looking for a confirmation over this first hour's highs. That's what you would be looking for. If you're looking to just chase the Nasdaq right now up 150 points, that's absurd. So that's FOMO talking to you. If you're like, well, should I get in Nasdaq? What should I do? Nasdaq's ripping. You're late to the party, right? Numbers came out at 5:30, market ripped, went right into supply here at the linear regression on a 5-minute time frame at 15,932. That was your first profit taking zone, but you would have had to have been in this place since 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So right now you got support on Nas at 946, and you've got some support at 930. So those would be your bounce opportunities. And if we close below 930, you got room to 900. That's your next support. That's the 20, right? So 20 minutes left until the new hour candle forms. You'd like to see some type of consolidation, some type of little pullback here, 10, 20, 30 points. And then you want to see it rip through 983. And you can take it on a first hour highs confirmation. That's how I'm looking at the Nas. But as far as right this second, Just hang tight on it. It's not doing anything. Move was already put in. There goes the Tesla. Did you have your Tesla's coming down right now? What was the levels you had on Tesla?
I had Tesla long though.
Oh, long.
I didn't see a Tesla short play. It broke short at the beginning.
I'm looking at the Tesla right now on the hourly chart. We start losing yesterday's lows here. Start confirming this.
I had the 5 a.m. bar over. So Tesla, yeah, right now it could break short below the pre-market low. Well, I guess it already did the pre-market. I keep looking pre and post-market together. Sorry.
Come on, bitch.
Did you take Tesla?
Man, I'm barely getting contracts loaded up here. Tesla's got room to 236, about $2 off of that. NVIDIA ran right into a 5-minute linear regression, so it looks like if NVIDIA can get over 462, it's going to have some more space there. 462. 1 hour chart though. 1 hour chart though still has some room as well. 465. So kind of keep that on watch.
Good morning. This is Sam with Anthem Appliance Repair. I was just calling back from a missed call.
Okay.
So I was just calling to see.
It just took 60 cents on two contracts on Tesla on the way down.
Yeah, I'm getting out of Tesla as well, guys. That's a first entry, so
Okay.
I'll explain
So
what the
the way
first
it
entry
works
is here.
for
Let me
us
just get out of this
is,
fucking play.
we don't work directly with warranties. What you would have to do is get the
And I
approval
went double
from
size on that
Speed
as
Queen
well.
to let us work on the machine.
I didn't
If
do
Speed
double,
Queen gives
but
you the approval,
I'll explain
then
something right now as soon as Sam gets off the phone.
we would
with
charge
that.
you guys would pay us, and then Speed Queen would reimburse you guys.
Okay. I will check into that. I spoke to the dealer a little bit ago, and I probably can't do that because they're able to come, just not for a long time. So I'll probably just have to wait for this.
I didn't have a Tesla low. I had a Tesla high based upon what we talked about the
not a
hour.
problem.
So that was a flip for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So let me break down why I just got out of Tesla here, and why I took it. Right. So again, we had some levels that looked good long on Tesla. It didn't go that way. However, if I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame, Tesla pulled back into its 5-minute linear regression at 239.77. Okay, so it pulled into that. It closed below that at 635. Okay, so it closed below the linear regression at 635. So I flipped the bias, right? Because below the linear regression has room all the way down to 235.65 on a 5-minute time frame. Is it going to get there? I don't know, but it's got room. So all I need to know is there room in the trade for me to make any money? So as soon as we started to confirm the 239.41s, which is the close below the linear regression, I was late to the party. I didn't really catch it right at the 239 flush. You know, it was down probably about $1 before I got into this thing. But the thought process is this: if it just lost the last level of support, and you like it, there's one of two things that you can do. You can wait for this candle to close and then try to take the confirmation down into 235.50, or you can just jump in on the candle that's confirming the loss of the previous demand zone, which is exactly what the 6:40 a.m. candle did. Aaron took it, I took it. Were we on time? Probably not. We're late, but still, it's an active move, right? So one thing that I do want to explain is that yes, you have levels. Yes, you'd like to get in at the best price possible. But if something's in an active move, you can still get into the trade. But if it goes against you, you got to know an out. So for me, the out would have been a close back over the linear regression and the 5 SMA on a 5-minute time frame. And why I took profits where I did instead of letting it get down to the 5-minute support of 235 is because the hourly candle came right down to the bottom demand zone, which is a linear regression sitting at 236. And I can show, I'm not showing this chart, but let me show this chart just so everyone can kind of see.
It also, yeah, it went through also the 200 and then touched it.
So also Nasdaq, guys, is pulling back. I'll pull up the bigger chart on here. That way it gives you guys a little bit more context on the big chart here. So the Nasdaq,
what contracts?
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead, man. I was just gonna ask which contract you took. Sorry.
Oh, I took 237.50s. So I'll just do a quick on the Nasdaq since I just flipped to this chart. Notice how the Nasdaq put in that high at 15,983, pulled back to the 5 SMA, wicked below it, bounced, lost the 5 SMA, came right down to the 10, right? So if this is your support at 936, it has room to 932. Anything below 932 can definitely get down back down here to 908. So let's go over that Tesla trade very quickly, right? Very, very quickly. So this is the Tesla chart, 5-minute. Nope, I'm just sharing the screen. This is the Tesla 5-minute chart. Okay, Tesla 5-minute chart. What I want you guys to notice is look at the pullback here at 6:35 Pacific Standard Time. Here's a linear regression. This is your bottom support. This blue line closes below that. Next candle confirms the low. So what I'm looking at, okay, what I'm looking at is the next demand zone is all the way down here at 235.60. So do I have room between 235 and 239? The answer is yes, right? All I need is $1, $2, $2.50 on the move. That's enough room for me to want to take the trade. So as soon as we start to confirm the lows of the loss of the demand zone, it's starting to punch down, punch down, punch down. Instead of telling yourself, oh shit, I'm late. You're late if the price is at 235, right? You're late if the price is at next demand. So as it's punching down, there's two things that you can do. Wait for it to close and then take a confirmation of the lows and play that into demand, or jump in. It's called the first move. So one of them is called a second entry. The next one's called a first move. Technically, the second entry was 640 because the first entry was a loss of the lows of the linear regression. That's your first entry if you jump that. Your second entry is a confirmation of that. Being that I flipped to the charts and this candle at 635 was already closed, well, now I have a decision to make on the 640 candle if I want to take this entry first time or do I want to let it close. I jumped in on it. There was enough space there. I don't even know how much I took on it. I don't know. I took 237.50 puts. The damn thing got all the way down to 236.99. So I don't know. I was somewhere in what, I don't know. I could just check the fill price right now, to be honest, to see what the price was. Price of the stock. I got in 642. So I got in at 642, guys. 642 is here, this candle. This is a 1-minute candle, so I just want to give you guys a price reference of what price I was getting in on it. I was getting in on Tesla around $238, and it goes to a price of $237.14. So I took about 75 cents off that. 60 cents, 75 cents, but 15 contracts, guys, 15 of them. So again, profits are different. They'll be skewed. You know, they'll be skewed depending on the number of contracts that you take, right? So if you make $50 on the trade, or you make $40 on the trade, that doesn't mean that you had a bad trade. You just probably played small size, right? You probably played small size. And I think per contract, I snagged around 58 cents, 60 cents. So
Nice.
yeah, 60 cents, guys. So that's not that much money, right? 60-cent move. It's a great move, but it's not that crazy, right? It's not like, you know.
You said you were on the 41 candle.
Yeah, between right is 41, so flipping to 42. Yeah.
Okay, you and I were like the same time. I took the 240s from 410 to 470.
There you go.
But my size was not your size.
Yeah, no, that's size is irrelevant. Size is irrelevant. Size is
it's all good.
Yeah, size is irrelevant.
Like numerically, it was a 15% trade for a 1 minute scalp.
Yeah, that's great. Because where can you put I don't know, what did your premiums cost? I don't know. You got 4 of them.
I was 410 to 470.
But okay, so you're in a couple grand. You know, where can you put a couple grand in and take 15% off on your money in fucking 1 minute, right? Yeah. Nowhere, right? So size is only relevant when you're controlling risk. It has nothing to do as far as
Vicky,
the
this is Sam with Anthem Appliance. I was your technician.
Sam, you got to mute yourself, buddy.
Hey, I've given.
Okay.
I don't know. I did.
You can mute him, I think, D.
Just forwarded.
I
like
know,
whenever
I was looking for that
one of my
option.
clients
see it though.
like
you should be able to right click Anthem and mute him. I think if you're the owner.
Yeah, Vicky, you need to save my number. I don't know why you keep trying to go through the office instead of going through me.
Yes, I can.
But
yes, I can. There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want this guy spilling business secrets over here.
Yeah, selling his dishwashers.
Yeah, I don't want to hear someone cussing out my boy.
So the interesting one, 2 of mine other ones hit. AMD and Amazon both basically played out to my first levels.
Great.
So I wasn't in them, you know, but it's understanding the concept like we talked about.
Yeah. So you just got to see how it works, right? You see how that works. I mean, you were looking at Amazon maybe over 146.30s or something, 146.28s or something like that.
I had let me get my Amazon chart. I had looked at Amazon the hour, and then that 5 a.m. bar our time.
Price, just price.
Close.
Aaron, price.
Yep. Sorry.
Just get good at analyzing the
146.16.
Beautiful. Okay. So 146.16.
And I had that to 147.
Beautiful. That's it. So confirms right off the bell, or kind of pulls back a little bit, whatever. I don't know if it wicked over a little bit, pulled back, doesn't really matter, but whatever. It did pull back to the linear regression, boom, takes out that level, goes from the 146 and some change, and you would be looking to sell that 5 to 10 minutes later at 147 right at the linear regression on a 5-minute time frame. That would be that trade. So normal people, just for everyone else out there, normal people would take this type of trade. Oh, we broke pre-market highs here. You're in it. You're getting happy. You're excited. And then it pulls all the way back, and now you're in the red. Now you don't know what to do, and that's what's called being trapped. Now you're trapped, and you're kind of like, do I buy or do I buy more? Do I sell? Do I just wait? Then that's going against your plan. But if you have a plan, you will not fail. Even if the trade does not work, you will not fail because you know where you want to get out. You know where you want to get out. And where you want to get out is going to be all dependent on how much size you have on the table and how much risk you want to give this thing, right? Because I got supports on Amazon, theoretically speaking, all the way down to 144, right? 144.24. Do you want to give yourself that much room? And that's up to you because you're the one putting the dollar bills on the table, right? But you also have some outs here at 146.30. You've got an out at 146.18. You've got another out at 145.91. You've got an out right here about 145.50 where we're currently trading at. To me personally, if I was in this play, yeah, I probably, if I didn't sell like a buffoon, I'd probably have been out below the 20, right? I mean, I would have just taken my loss on and looked for another trade. So it is what it is. It is what it is, you know.
Did you finally mute that guy?
Yeah, I did. Just let me know if he starts chammering in Discord that he's trying to talk or something. I don't know. But I didn't want him to
Who
be.
was it?
That's Sammy, man. Anthem.
So do you find, if you look at this Amazon trade, do you find like there's folks that are just pure reversal traders who
Sure.
have taken the short off the top?
Sure.
Is that easier or harder, you think, for yourself?
For me, I don't know. For me, I don't play him enough. So I'm going to say harder. You ask Biggs, 9 times out of 10, he's going to take that trade.
Because
Right?
that is like, you could have a small stop loss right over that linear
That's what he says. Yeah.
and
So,
just print.
yes. So,
But
yeah.
that just seems so flipping hard.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Biggs does it all the time. So I don't know. I don't know.
And
But I mean, that's essentially what he's looking for. I mean, I don't realistically know. He's not realistically looking for that on a 1 hour, on a 5-minute chart. It's more of like more of like a daily and a 1 hour. He's like, oh, we're hitting supply on this 1 hour chart. We're hitting this supply on this yesterday's high on a daily. I took this short off the wick and I'm using the high wick as a stop. That's what he does. But I mean, yeah, it's true. It's just how much do you play your setup, right? If that's your setup, then you kind of have some data behind it. You have some stats, right? You have some stats.
Yeah.
You kind of know how it moves. You know what it's supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just look for the
Hey, buddy, on I'm listening. Hey, X-Ray or X-Ray Taylor, I don't know. I can't really pronounce your name. I played back the audio on YouTube. It sounds fine to me on my end. I don't know. Maybe try coming back into the stream, but it sounds pretty crystal clear to me. Anyways,
You got a YouTube going?
yeah, I threw it up on YouTube. Someone was trying to say that the audio sounds bad, really bad, but I mean, I just pulled it up and listened to me and you talk, and I can hear everything just perfectly, so I have no idea.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it sounds fine on my end, man.
Yes, I don't know. There's people fucking with me. So I'm going back to the NQ chart here. 15,983 still remains that high. If that gets confirmed at any point in time today, we're going to have some space over that. As of right now, we're pulling back into some of this rising hourly support. We pulled into the 50, bounced a little bit. Now we're kind of trapped, right? We're kind of trapped in a little bit of a range here. If I look at the 5-minute time frame, that's also pulling back into some of this rising support as well. And that pulled right into the 20, wicked below, and now it's reclaimed the 20. So this, I mean, I look at setups as tools in your tool belt, right? So I don't really teach this one a lot, because if you are still, let's say, for example, you're still trying to figure out the 20 plays over under, you're still trying to figure out those first hour plays, you're still trying to figure out like what me and Aaron were discussing and went over a couple of days ago. If you're still trying to figure out those, and I throw out, hey guys, there's a setup here, there's this, you can do that, it gets more confusing. What I would say to do is focus on a setup that kind of fits your personality. And what you do is you sit on your ass and you wait for that setup that you trade a lot to happen. And when it happens, you're comfortable with the risk because you know you're out, and you're comfortable identifying those setups in real time so you're not late to the party. But I'll throw in another one. when you have a strong move or you have a strong move down, doesn't really matter, and you're pulling into supports, typically speaking, the first time that we pull into a support and we lose that area, it's called reclaiming it. If we reclaim that area, typically there's a spot to go long or go short off that bounce. So for example, if we look at the 650 candle and we look at the 655 candle, you can see that we pull into the 5-minute 20 SMA, we lose it, but as soon as we start to go over it, right, like we did on the 655 candle, you have room to take the reclaim bounce into the next area of supply, which was the 5 SMA. So between a price of like getting back over 913 into 929, 930, that is a reclaim. And what's your stop? Your stop would be just the 1 bar stop system underneath that bar that you're taking. But those are bounces. I typically like the bounces off of the 1 hour supports just because it's a little bit more of a firmer support, obviously coming from a bigger time frame. So in the Nasdaq's case, I would like to see it get down to the 5. The 5. I always look to bounce off the 5 or the 10. So the 5 would be sitting at around 889. If we get down to 889 and we kind of chop around there, wick below that, I'd like to see it reclaim that spot.
I got some of that pre-market action.
Did you were up up early today, huh?
I got the 2-minute, would be 5:38 your time.
Beautiful. You caught a good one.
I got 20 points to 1-1. I wish I would have held on for another freaking 60.
Jeez, yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I would just honestly keep just working that 1-to-1 strategy, that 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Just keep working that SOB, another 20, 30, 40 trades. And then from there, you can like kind of tinker. Now you got to, if you have a little bit of a cushion, you can kind of tinker with, okay, I took in 3 contracts here, took in 2. Let me sell a couple, let me hold 1, and kind of move my stop loss to break even at least, and then, let it kind of go. You can always tinker, but I would just keep doing. You had a pretty good success yesterday. See what kind of success you have today, tomorrow, so forth and so forth. Give yourself a good body of work to get comfortable, doing the same thing in and out.
Yeah, I was grabbing some coffee and something to eat on what is it, 6:46 your time. That 1-to-1 would have worked as well, but oh well.
Yeah.
What are you doing for 1-to-1? Like one risk, 1 reward?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the stop is, that's my target.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so if it's 20 points,
like
he's looking for 20. If it's, so like when it closes over or under that 20, whatever that risk he's given up, he's looking to at least get that 1-to-1 on it.
And you're doing it on a 2-minute, you said?
Yeah, I've been playing the last few days with it. It's a lot different than the
Okay.
5-minute, that's for sure.
The 2-minute candle. So you just take it right on that break on the 646 candle down?
No.
6:46 your time. You're in California, right?
Yeah.
No, I did the 7:38.
Yeah, so he was looking at the long. You see the long
So
2 minute?
5:38 your time.
Okay.
And he was giving up from around 860 to 880. So 20 points, right? But about 20
Yep.
points. Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
So sorry, not to sound redundant. The 536 candles above, you take the next candle after it, right?
At 538, yeah.
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 Okay.
Once it confirms. Yeah.
So the other one would have been the confirmation candle at
Short.
6:48 short our time.
648? No, 646. Oh, yeah. 648 hour time. Yeah. And on that particular play, 47 all the way down to 19. So you're looking at around 27 points. So from 19, it went all the way down to 87. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that one hit.
Yeah, the low was 2050. So that would be
And you're going to basically 47 as your stop.
93. Yeah. Yeah, 93 something. So yeah, I would have hit.
It would have hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that? So
Yeah. 1-to-1 would have hit.
yeah, there it is. And look at how it just hit and then just fucking reversed, right? So again, and like that's all learning, because like let's say for example this, right? Let's say for example this. If you just have the 20 SMA on there and you're using that 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, using that 1 bar stop as your stop, it's going to protect you. You're going to be protected. You know what you're going to lose already when you enter the trade. You already know. You can do the math in your head, especially when you're playing stocks or you're playing futures, right? Options a little bit differently because of the premium, but you know what you're going to lose. So from there, once you know how much you're going to lose, that's where you adjust your position sizing. Okay, here I'm going to lose 30 points. Do I want to play 3 contracts? Do I want to play 2? I'm going to lose 20 points. Okay, maybe I can play 3, so forth and so forth. Now, you don't know where it potentially could stop if you're just looking at a 20, for example. But if you kind of start to, over time, right? Because in the beginning, it's a little bit overwhelming. But over time, if you can start to add in some of these other supply and demand zones that I have, you still use the same theory, the same concept. But where this bounced, where you would have taken your profits at on this 1-to-1, when it hit, you can see that it bounced perfectly off the 100 EMA, right? So there's a little bit of a support there, and it came down into that 100 EMA and then it bounced. So if it does lose the 100 EMA, where's it going? It's probably going down another, 10 points to this 100 simple. And if it loses that, it's going down here, going down to the 200 and then to the linear, right? So you can kind of start to see where these things bounce, but definitely setting up your trades in a manner to where you have that 1-bar stop system, you're going to be protected. You're going to be protected. So from there, it's just sitting in the thing and waiting for it to hit your price target. But if, let's say, for example, because they don't all hit, if it doesn't hit, you can kind of now look at the chart and see why it didn't hit. Oh, well, we ran into this big 200 that was 5 points down, and I was looking for 15 points, and I understand, right? Now you understand. So now the losses, they don't feel bad, because instead of you like not knowing why this thing didn't work, you have an idea. So it's like, okay, I get it. So maybe if I get this set up next time where I'm looking for 15 points, but I got a 200 right there, 8 points down, maybe I don't want to take that, right? Maybe I don't want to take that. Maybe I'll wait till it closes below the 200, because below the 200, there's 50 points before the next support. And then you're kind of telling yourself, that's probably a better trade for me to take. So you just kind of like, that's like you building out your trading plan. You build it out, right? You kind of see what works for you. You get comfortable with the size. You get comfortable with the plays. So. Meta having a nice little bounce here off the 5-minute 10 SMA. We got highs at 324. We got a next support at 319. It's right in the middle of that range, but it is a little flag that's breaking to the top side on Meta. Tesla's also created a nice floor down here at 237, bouncing up a little bit here. 237 loss has room to 235.55. That might be something for later on in the day if the market gets weak. Starts losing 237. You got about $1.50 room there. I'm just gonna leave that level on my chart. That way, in case I scroll back to it at a later time and we're pushing down there. Nvidia's got a nice little 20 play that's actually, it's in effect right now over 458.57, currently trading at 460.89. That's already probably a take profit there, to be honest. ATR is $1.40, so you got $2 off the move. And that would have been a beautiful little trade there. And that's another thing too, guys. You gotta really sit on your names. Like, I play Nvidia all the time, but I wasn't even looking at the chart. So if you're not even looking at the chart, and now you're coming into it late, that creates FOMO, that creates anxiety, you know. But if you were sitting on this and you've seen us pull back into this 50 SMA, the support, and then boom, we now close over the 20. You got a nice little stop there under that 1 bar, and you play it up. Wish I would have seen that.